What's up, y'all? Welcome to the lounge, man. Hey, tonight I want you to go back in time with me. I want you to take a walk with me through the streets of Harlem. The year is 1988, and crack is king. But we're going to stop, make a quick pit stop, and talk to two Harlem residents in this time. Now, keep in mind, yours truly, the Gemini. These are the streets I was running around as a 13-year-old. To give you an idea of because I think a lot of us have forgotten. I think we forgot 9/11. We forget very easily in this country. But so I'm here to just always remind us of where we come from and how those issues of yesterday still have impact and plague us today. Gemini Lounge, man. I love the reporter with the cigarette. Love it. I think that's a reporter, or maybe that's just a parent. I know there's a reporter in here. That's annoying. Oh, shout outs to way back. I'll put the original in the section in the description. I just want to keep in mind. Remember, I don't know how old this young man is. I'm older than him, but again, I just want you to picture. And I know many of you hopefully watched the video and you're from the same time period and you remember this, but this is what it was. Our mothers chilling on the block, we chilling on the block, everybody chilling on the block. Like I don't even know how to explain it.
You know what that does?
We all were broke. We all were broke. I don't care what they tell you. Everybody try to act like they grew up balling out of control. No, we all grew up broke. Every single one of us. Everyone around me. I'm not saying we were starving broke. We always maintained a sense of decency, but financials were hurting for everybody.
That's what records the sound. It's like a tape recorder. That's the microphone.
Yeah, this is me. Right? I think I'm a little older, like I said. 13, I was already big.
And that connects.
The 80s baby.
Look
Okay, I mean, I just want you to get. I don't know what that baby's drinking. I hope it's not a quarter water. That's what we used to call those, like the little plastic full of sugar and milk. That's why we all diabetics today. But I hope that's not a quarter water. But the odds say it is. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, man. Listen, don't ever get it twisted. I love my people, man, and the survival of it, of the, so it's just tragic. And I get why all these white progressive liberals do their fake empathy and caring, and while how some of you old elites and you bourgeoisie fake like you care. But those of us who are actually from this environment, like really saw it, our caring is more of a tough caring. It's not that let you have everything. And I think we're going to get to this interview, and I think you can see like the mentality of failure and how it's been like pushed on us this rhetoric of failure. But look at the we all chilling on the block, and I love this in a way. I would want better. I would want us in the boys club. I was in the boys club by then. I wasn't chilling on the block, and if I chilled on the block, it was you know. But I guess at that age they might be a little too young for the boys club. And again, it's a choice. Your parents have to make you. I wanted to go to wood shop. I liked the game room. I loved going to the swimming pool. For a little broke kid in the project, this was like having my own like spa or like whatever you call it, like fitness gym. I could go work out, I could box, I could play baseball, I could play basketball, nice shit. Who wouldn't want to be in the boys club? But a lot of kids chose the streets to hang out in the streets. I'm not talking about these little ones, but you know who I'm talking about. Him, that dude. He don't want to go to boys club. I'm joking. You know, sometimes like I reminisce about these days with this kind of like gleam in my eye of happiness, but like now that I'm really looking at it, you know, I guess I was happy because of family and people I knew when we were close. It was more of a community. But in all honesty, I'm romanticizing it. This was horrible. This was a horrible scene. This is like the beginning of the end in a lot of ways. These buildings you see today, millions and millions and tens of millions, if not up to $100 million. Some of these buildings, they were just crack filled areas in my time. All that money, that everything, we sitting on gold mines and we never able to dig out the gold. It's cultural, not taught well. White liberals and progressives placating us and petting us doesn't help us grow. If you felt like black people had a disadvantage, you think by keeping them down, as far as not helping them learn how to fight in the actual game of life, not teaching them by like holding them accountable and setting expectations and goals like everybody else has to do by saying, oh, don't worry, because of slavery, because of racism, you don't have to play. Just sit there in the hood and watch the world go round. That's what they've sentenced us to. For the chance that we can squeeze a few elite blacks up to the top to be seen on TV, while the 90% just live in the squalor of society perpetually, which means forever, to the end of time. Families are already broken by now. We're just look at these $1 million buildings today. Some of them $1 million buildings.
Are you related to?
No, but he can stand.
You can stay if you want.
It's all right, my man.
Don't worry about it.
This
Anyway,
is the interview I was talking about. This is where we're going to start analyzing, and I'm going to pause, and we're going to talk about some of the statements he makes because I think, like it's very revealing that this conversation.
try to ignore that and just talk to me.
It's all right. Because I want to talk. I hope I can say, but there's some things I had to
Well,
say.
no, it's not like this is going live either. If you don't
Yeah, I
like
know.
to say something, just say it again.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Just you were saying earlier about the circumstances and how people don't understand the circumstances. Explain why do people start using this stuff?
Well, I think it's because mainly now we're poor here, and it's I'm trying to say this right. It's no jobs here. It's nothing here. I mean, the kids grow up, they go to school. Half the schools. My daughter go to school over there. One time, the principal put out a note because people don't come to school. He had a note on there, no parents in this. That's not true. Now maybe I was one, maybe 2 or 3 was there, but that's not true. There are no parents here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you would get, and then you got 600 students, 619 students over there, and maybe 4 or 5 would come, 6, 7, 8 would come, and they would come only because most times because you would say, well, we're having donuts, cookies, coffee, blah blah. But see, that's the conditioning. This is what I think. It's the conditioning that you're not worth nothing. Nobody, no, black children don't seem to think they're worth nothing. It's a party, it's gold, it's jewelry. Jewish children is in tradition. It's always tradition. I try to teach mine that Jewish children is always tradition. Who you are, where you came from, what this day is about, what that's about. We don't learn about, and I'm going into something that most white people say, oh, I don't want to hear that. I'm going into the African thing. We don't hear about Africans and, in Egyptian times. Truly, there were black people there, but people want to trivialize that. They don't want to give you that.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. Let's do a break. First of all, shout outs to my brother, man. Shout outs to my brother, bro. Really, man. I can see the pain in the eyes, man. I got the same pain in these eyes. That's why I wear the shades. It's funny. I'm 13 when this man, he's probably in his 40s. He got that same pain. When I hit 40, I have the same pain and held it ever since. What I've heard him talk about is really about self-worth. And this is why I keep pointing out in a lot of my videos that black people have identity crisis because of the trauma of the history in America. And the continuing placating and not like the non-advancement. And it's almost now became self. When you hurt yourself because of your self-esteem. He makes some points when he talks about like the parents not attending the schools. We still have that issue today. We have 1988, and here we are in 2026, people. Same issues in the same community. Make that make sense. Actually, it might be declining. All the money, all the programs these schools and counties and things push to try to implement it for 30, 40 years. Can you imagine how many billions of dollars was spent on like making that a better situation? And none of it's done any help. And you see, he makes mention of the Jewish people and how he notices that they have purpose. See, black people in New York, we know everybody. We watching. Even if we act ignorant, we ain't as ignorant as other blacks around the world, man. We seen everything. We see how communities operate. We're watching Italians operate. We're watching white elites, upper class. We're watching poor white drug addicts in the Chelsea area and in the East Village. We're watching the rich ones on the Upper East Side. We're watching the Dominicans in the Heights. We're watching Little Italy, the Italians. We're watching the Chinese in Chinatown. We're now watching a bunch of Arabs from Yemen. And we're sitting there saying, how come we keep ending up in last place? How come we can't seem to compete? We may not say this out loud, but it's all it's intrinsic. It's in your thoughts. And I don't have the answer either. I'm starting to come to some scary conclusions of the answer because I think I've been trying to find another answer other than the one that it keeps leading me to, which is a very dreary report and a dreary analysis of black culture in America. And I'm watching this for decades, and I don't think it can be fixed. He's he says, look at it again, self-worth. He talked about cars, jewelry. I'm saying the same thing in 2026. It's like the same conversation. No, we have not moved forward. How can a people continuously stay without criticizing something other than what we've already been criticizing? Just if you can answer that for me, man, I'll shut up.
But that's tradition.
All right, if black children feel like they're not worth nothing, why does that make them want to try crack?
First of all, let me just put this out early. This reporter, I would probably catch a charge if I'm listening to this because she is so out of touch, not reading the room, don't understand what she's reading. But again, this is where I argue about these white liberals from like news reporters and nonprofits. It's almost like to them, we're just specimens, like to be observed. And they don't really understand us. We're like foreign animals to them. And this is what I started to really feel around liberals, the YT liberal, especially the women. I didn't feel love. I felt like you're looking at me more as an animal. I'd rather you call me an animal than me to feel like one when you're talking to me.
Because it's easily accessible, it's freedom, it's forgetfulness, it's you out here, and excuse me the expression, the white man can't mess with you while you here, you high, you heavy, you in the gold, you bad. And bad is bad. I mean, I see just like on TV.
He's talking about the user and the dealer. When he talks about the gold, he's talking, I don't know, I'm not sure because it's kind of a fine line between the user and the dealer. I felt like he was talking about users and dealers there, but then when he started talking about the gold and the white man can't get you, but then when he talked about the freedom, I'm not sure if he's talking about the freedom of being on the drug, like letting go of all responsibility, that freedom, or the freedom that the money gives. I'm not fully sure. Let's listen.
I came home from work yesterday and I saw on Oprah Winfrey show, they was talking about
Oprah.
Who's the baddest bitch now? I mean, is that something for at a 4 o'clock afternoon? You know what I'm saying? I mean, kids watch this at a 4 o'clock afternoon. Now that's
stop. Thank you, sir. 1988, Oprah Winfrey, feminism, liberal feminists, black women on TV working for white women. To do what? Destroy communities. And the communities mostly affected, black communities. Okay, even though a lot of white women loved Oprah, this episode is more them to make fun of black women, to make fun of black communities, laughing at us about who's the baddest bee. So these people, and he's saying, look at it, there's no, like the 80s is again, when we start moving away from family values. We start heading towards like degradation. I mean, the 70s and 60s could be argued it's the real start. But like the 80s, it's really happening. Like the fathers have been decimated. Very few men, and the men that are there are either dealers or users for the most part. That's what they reduced the whole black nation to. And Oprah's up there making billions reporting on it. Two middle class YT women. Think about it. And what is she going to put on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Who's the baddest bee? Well, guess what's up? So all my spending cash, what is it? Popping, son, and piling there. Spin that. Spin, right? Isn't that what's popping right now? Young Miami. I forget. I don't memorize that song, but I heard it enough. So boosters and my. And y'all love it. Y'all defend it. Meg the Stallion twerking it for the Democratic Party. And y'all think that's enlightening. The man was saying that, again, I don't know if this is something we're manifesting. I don't believe it is. I don't believe black people want to do this. I don't. I gotta believe this is indoctrination. And the only people I think have the power to indoctrinate a whole nation of people are political parties alongside corporations. I don't know who else. Only God is more powerful, or Satan. And that's the other one. God is above all, but Satan got power. Satan got power. Don't ever misconstrue that. Satan is not powerless. He's very powerful, very powerful. And God gives you the power of him through him. But if you ain't with him, Satan got more control over you. So who can get a whole group of people to continue to maintain the same thought, even while the conclusion is failure, 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 and yet you maintain it and you double down on it and you triple down on it? Who could do that but God, Satan, government, corporation? Tell me.
Something newly that's heavy to say, I'm a bad bitch, and then the word kept going. See, it's the images that these kids get. It's the images. They sit here, they sit here
Facts.
in their homes and they see these images. And they want these things, because these things are not here. Look where you at. These things are not here. And when they see the commercials, they want these things. These things look good, man. When the guy going by in a car and got the girl, you know what these things, man? It's nobody giving them access to these doggone things that's out here.
See the goosebumps.
How does that translate? Why do you use crack?
This stupid. Oh God, I hate this woman. But this brother here, man, man, listen, this is why they remove black manhood, man. We the only ones with common sense in our communities. We really are, man. We just broken. And it breaks my heart to see our men broken. And I'm trying my hardest to rebuild us. I ain't trying to rebuild black people anymore. I'm here only to rebuild the black man. Because when you rebuild the black man, you rebuild the black nation. This nation can't survive without us. We're the only ones with common sense. We're the only ones in our group with real authority. And y'all know it. Breaks my heart. I'm really emotional right now over this.
Help you get those things?
If you can't get them, it helps you forget that you can get them. If you can't get them, it helps you say, well, you get crack and get high and you dream. And you say the next time, it's a dream. I thought that was my beeper. Oh, you got my beeper. It's a dream.
I didn't have a beeper there, but about 2-3 years later, I have my beeper. But yeah, beeper era. But you hear the man? You dream. The drug, it's an escape from reality, and this is where I find the government, corporations, Republicans, and Democrats to both be enemies of the Black American community, because we live in this delusion, this dream state, and you're happy to allow us to do it for the sake of just keeping us quiet. There's a thing called tough love that helps the people when they can't help themselves. Listen, when Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who I give so much credit to, Bill Clinton, and all of them, when they put the crime bill together, and you hear these clowns talking about, yeah, but certain black people were getting arrested longer than they should have. I'm like, bro, a criminal's a criminal, man. If you out there, listen, I'm empathetic, and maybe they should have been more out for people who are addicts, but drug dealers. I don't care about that you got done dirty. They want me to be concerned. They keep directing us to being concerned about the criminal element instead of protecting the outside. Stop allowing more and more of us to become that element, stopping it, putting a wall around it. At least you have to control the site of contamination before it spreads. It spreads. And that's where it's at today. We've let it spread. Liberals, Democrats, corporations to make money off us, to exploit our ignorance and our lack of self esteem. They exploit us. And the ones who speak about it, we get demonized by our own people while trying to save them. It's just madness. And this is why, honestly, we can't be saved. It's over. I'm only here to document it and to tell you about the truth. I'm here like a historian at this point. Like everything's going to be memorized through the computers, through the data centers. I'm just here to add my chapter to the story. But make no mistake, the Gemini is not hopeful of the future for Black Americans. I think we're on our last gasp. I think I'm part of the last generation. I think I'm the last to really know what Blackness means in America. My children don't. They don't know what being Black means. And that's my failure. But that's the failure of also marriages, liberal policies, families separated, women power, men excluded. I couldn't control a lot of that. So Blackness is gone.
You know, and if you can't get them, so you get high and you can float, and they go away for
Breaks
a
my heart.
while. They go in, they rest, and they say, well, and they tell each other, you know, they say, boy, we're gonna have this, and maybe some of them get it for a while, and it's always temporary.
Damn. The truth, man. This truth hurts, man. This truth hurts, man. You see, our women will never be that honest. At least not today. Maybe back then. I don't even know if our men, no, our men will, because there's a gentleman. I wish I could remember his name. He just did the most beautifully done, The Proper Man or something like that. Like this dude, I just watched the video that he did, and he just gave me goosebumps, had me all emotional. It's emotional Saturday, Monday, Sunday now. It's been an emotional day, man, because the struggle is still very real. And we're identifying new problems that we didn't even think about in '88, like this gentleman here. But he talks about we sit around and dream about it, talk about it. I see it in our kids. They sit in school and think about being NFL players, NBA players, big TikTok stars, big social media stars. That's what the girls want to do. None of them are prepared for the reality that's not, you don't normally, like, we keep telling them you can do what you want. So which is true, you can. There's a chance, but you should prepare for that, for more than likely. Some call me a dream killer. I'm just a person that wants you to be able to survive.
But you look in the shelters around there, you see the kids, you see young boys, young women in shelters now, and they're 18, 19 years old. They had money one time, they had money, maybe they would have money for a year, and they flew high, and everything. And then after the year,
dropping jewels.
They mind room, because they're nothing without all the trappings that the world showed them that they should have.
Pow. Pow. Big shot. They're nothing without the jewelry. The Gemini don't wear no jewelry. The Gemini don't got much money. But I ain't never walked in a room that I ain't never feel equal to or better than most in. Never. Because what I'm worth really is in here, in the heart. I'm really that dude. I know it. I've worked for it. I know how I could think. I could be in a room with anybody, have a conversation, discuss, talk, hold my own with the smartest smart and the dumbest of dumb, the toughest of the tough, the softer of the softest. I can do it all. I've done it all. I've sat in rooms with politicians. I've sat in rooms with businessmen and businesswomen. Sat in room with the street, the thug dude, Bloods, Crips, all. I've sat in the room, King Cartel dude. I've sat in the room, and I ain't never been a sucker in any room. Never been. Even if they did some sucker things to me every once in a while, I ain't never been a sucker. They did it. They were the suckers. My point is, my value comes from me within, never external. And people feel it. They know it. I need y'all to know it. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. Show me some love. But they nothing without the jewelry.
It wasn't education. It wasn't good teachers. It wasn't fixing up the school. It wasn't making the school right for them to go to.
Well, see, this is where me and him going to differ. In the 80s, we had some of the best teachers in the history of the world. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? New York City, let me tell you, I brag about my middle school ghetto. Corlears, junior high school 56 on Madison Street, Lower East Side. That's my middle school. I went there. I had art. I had wood. I had steel shop. I was making pillows and baking cakes. I learned to play the violin. I was good enough to have a scholarship. I could have been a violinist, but I wanted to play ball, basketball team. I did the full play with a band, an orchestra of the Phantom of the Opera. Yours truly, I was good. I remember the song. Okay. The hills are alive with the sounds of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. Doe, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself, far, a long, long way to run. This is junior high, New York City, broke kid from the projects. I was in full orchestras, playing violin on one, singing in others, costumes, To all my Jewish teachers, man, most of my teachers were Jewish and Italians. I'm keeping it real, I ain't have no black teachers growing up. All Jews and Italians. And let me tell you, you black people out there calling these people racist and stuff like this, man, let me tell you something, man. Those people gave me more love. Those teachers put energy and effort into me in a way that nobody in my community, even in my own family, did, man. Oh, man. I'm a teacher today because of them. This is me paying back. I really do. I feel like I put those teachers through hell, coming out these ghetto projects, man, angry, no mother, no father, broke, on welfare. You know, you got to go to school. They make fun of you. They make fun of your sneakers. The girls laugh at you. We're talking elementary school. By third, fourth, fifth grade, you're getting made fun of. What you think you're going to do year after year after year in that environment where everybody's mean, everybody's spiteful, everybody's entitled, everybody's greedy while all being poor at the same time? It's confusing. What chance do you have in that environment? How will you survive, black man, black woman, without being stir crazy?
Trapping.
You said earlier that it was very accessible, that it was easy to get. How many times a day do you pass somebody who's selling it?
Numerous times. I mean, I couldn't count them, but
I ain't doing it
all day long.
Do you see people selling crack?
Yeah.
Do you walk to school?
Uh-huh.
How long is the walk from your house to your school?
Just one block across the street.
Listen, this little girl seems to speak better than kids today in middle school. Like, honestly, like, we're really dumbing down.
Street. And when you walk from your house to your school, how many people do you see selling crack?
3 people.
She said 3. Oh.
You know how they are? Who they are?
Yo, you see these liberal white reporters? Where they at? Yo, what block they on? This be her family, man. They be her dad, bro. Pop, dad got it. He got it, bro. He got the beeper. You see, he got a beeper. She said she trying to get this little kid hurt out. Bro, this is what some of these white liberals, man. They just come in here reporting, doing their little reports and stuff, and they don't know what they. And same for you bougie elite black women today, because some of y'all ain't got nothing to do with the hood. Stay out the hood. Stop asking questions.
But it's just usually it's 3 people, or it's the same 3 people.
Shut up.
How do you know they're selling?
Because when I go to school, I see them.
What do they say?
They don't say nothing.
Yo,
They try to
Dad.
sell to you?
No.
Yeah.
Who do they sell to?
Yo. Okay, I'm starting to get really upset. Okay, this happened like 30 something years. Let me stop it.
These people.
Yo, Dad.
You know they're selling crack, though. How do you know they're selling crack?
Because I see them.
What does it look like?
Right
If you know Trina, tell her.
Nah, Dad, bro,
You know
get
what
her
I'm saying?
out of there, bro. No, bro, she's
It's
What?
in a bottle and it's in a bottle and it makes them sick. When they
why you doubt this little girl? This little girl definitely knows what crack is. It's definitely in a little bottle, and it definitely makes you sick. This little girl knows more than this reporter ever will about this angle.
take it.
So you know not to take it. Who
Uh-huh.
told you not to take it?
My father and my mother.
That's
And what do
right.
they tell you would happen to you if you do?
I'll die.
You think that's true?
Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
Oh,
We
smart
see it
girl.
every day. We see dudes laid out on the floor dead. We see it in our families. We get the phone call. You think the little kids ain't hearing all this? Again, for those of you that don't really understand this environment of where a lot of these adults came from today that are running their mouths, like me, except I'm running it for like family values. I'm pushing family values. I'm pushing the same thing this man 1988 is saying, like, what's the problem? I'm pushing the other way. I want change for the better in my community. But who am I fighting? I'm fighting black women in my own community who want more freedom to choose crack. I'm fighting Democrats who want to make drugs more legal in the communities, and they want to put up centers where you can go get high, and some government official will watch you get high and help you if you start to OD. This is what they're pushing, and I'm supposed to be cool with this?
But a lot of people you know use it.
No.
But there are a lot of people who do use it, though.
Yes.
Why do you think people use it?
I don't like this interrogation, but let's hear. You know what? It might be needed. I want to see the eyes of the mind of a little kid and watching this, just observing. I don't like the style of questioning. I think she's an idiot, this reporter. But to be honest with you, today I appreciate it. I would love to know what a little kid is observing, really the truth in their minds. You could tell she's hesitant. Oh, what the heck? Oh, my computer's acting. You could tell that she's hesitant. What the heck? I didn't even do that. You could tell that she's hesitant. Oh my God, are you serious? You serious? God damn you. Excuse my language. God damn you. That's very frustrating. I apologize for that, man. This internet be acting a fool, man. But stick with me, man. I don't even know if, oh man, that was so disappointing for that to even happen. But let me just get back there.
About circumstances that you wanted to explain. You said earlier that
Circumstance of life is education. It's the whole thing. I mean, we don't get educated here like other places get. I mean, it's the whole thing. And people say we complain and we cry and we talk about slavery. But do you realize, man, that our education system and the way they educate the black people has been going on for years and years, and it gets less and less. I mean, when Reagan said had this thing about vegetables, he said, let them eat ketchup. Now, she goes to school over there. She's supposed to put ketchup on her, in her lunchtime. See what I'm saying? So when people trivialize this in black people, everybody takes everybody else serious.
He doesn't get what he just said is the reason they don't take you seriously. I just told you I'm in school during this time more than he is actually. He's not in education in the 80s. I am. That's my whole education period. I'm 5 years old in 1980, so I'm my whole 10 years. I go from 80 to 90 as a 10-year-old. We had excellent education, excellent teachers, excellent opportunities, excellent. You have to have the wherewithal. It's the community that destroys it. I'll tell you a quick story. He's right and he's wrong. My school is a poor school. We had honors programs. We had like leveled classes with level one, A, B, and C. The truth be told, the top level classes in our schools, they were full of Jewish kids and Asian kids, even though the school was like 90% black and Hispanic, or like 70, Puerto Ricans and blacks. All of the top classes were filled by Jewish and Asian kids. And it's not because of racism, it's because they were the ones able to handle the work. My seventh grade year, I was turned up in that middle school, man. I was out there causing ruckus and chaos, man, setting records for referrals, man. stealing, man, breaking back into class at lunchtime and robbing everybody, man. I used to crack the door. Everybody go to lunch. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I go to the room, rob the teacher, everything. I'm in a purse taking. Wow, wow. Fight. I even hit a teacher. Got put in handcuffs in school. Handcuffed. Middle school. And I was a decent kid. They were way worse. The point is, it was us. It was coming from our homes, our projects. We bringing that crap into the schools. And thankfully, the schools were smart enough back then to separate the smart kids from the dumb kids. So what he's talking about existing, that's existing in our community. That's not really the school making us do that. It's us bringing it in the school not knowing how to stop it.
Because the point is, we don't have enough fighters anymore. In the 60s, I'm 43 years old. I'm a product of the 60s. We had fighters.
So he's 43, I was 13, 23, 30. He's 30 years older than me at this time. He's probably not here anymore. I'm 51, 61, 71, 81. It's kind of tough for black men coming out of that era to get to 81. I hope he's still alive, but...
There's no more fighters because you got guys that getting on now. They're getting food stamps.
Pause the video. Everybody's comfortable.
Nobody wants to fight anymore. Everybody's comfortable now. And you don't fight when you're comfortable. You fight when something's scratching you. You can get high now, you can eat. Albeit it's not, but they're keeping you set. They're keeping you safe.
The government is giving us the basic needs to continue to not fight. Food stamps, welfare, like you could get high and the check could come. It's not good living, but it's survival living. And if you can maintain, like, go ahead and, like, if you like getting high all day and that's all you really aspire to be, all you need is food and a shelter. And if the government says we'll cover that, why would there be any reason to get a better shelter, a better food, a better neighborhood, a better, like, you have no fight in you because your basic needs have been provided to you. And this is why communism has always, and socialism has always failed. It stops the natural desire to fight for more, which we've now been convinced is white supremacy. It's toxic masculinity, this competitive nature. We're getting tricked out of our own bag, y'all. And that's what this gentleman doesn't understand back then in the 80s. And today, we're paying for it.
Our politicians come down and say, vote for me, and then blah, blah, this.
Blah,
and
blah,
they say, we'll give you more food stamps. And that's what we're selling out to. That's the...
He gets it. We're selling out for food stamps. That's what he just said.
Circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? Man, this is mine. This is not universal.
Yes, it is.
Sure, but this is mine.
Sir, you are on it. I wish I could go back in time to this moment and say, sir, everything you're saying is absolutely true.
You live in this neighborhood.
Yes, I do.
What is crack doing to this neighborhood?
It's killing it. Just like it's killing the white neighborhood. That's why it's coming down so hard. It's killing it. Before, when drugs was all here, period, it was no problem. Now it's a complete problem. All of a sudden, everybody wants to Noriega, all that bullshit. Excuse me, all that bull junk. Now they want to sell it.
That's the
The money comes.
Listen, I love that. Like, and see, but this is before social media. This is just newspapers. Imagine if the internet was pop. Can you imagine how stupid we are today? When information is just thrown out there without any real thought about it. But you see how we eat up everything. Ronald Reagan. We eat up the Iran-Contra affair. We eat up the newspapers, the articles pushed out to us. But the truth is right there outside your door. The drug dealer that you knew, you watched as a young boy grow up and become a drug dealer as a grown man. That's the truth. That's a truth. You could change, affect. You can't affect Iran-Contra, sir. You can't affect Ronald Reagan's policies. Personally, you really can't. But if you wanted to, you would have to organize in groups. But individually, what about your child? And he is. I'm not talking about him. I'm just saying in the black culture, we always forget our day-to-day problems by focusing on these big problems that we really don't have any control or even knowledge of on a strong level. We don't know the intricacies of these arguments. We just hear public, a newsline. And the Democrats, since the 80s, have been eating off of the ignorance of the black man and using certain type of publications and articles and musicians because we're very ignorant as a people. I don't care even with degrees. They're very ignorant. They're emotionally ignorant. You can learn things in books, but you might not learn how to deal with humans and hustles and understand bigger picture things. And I think we're severely lacking in that.
We're the fools because they dumped it here. It's killing it. Look at the neighborhood.
You're
Look
right.
at the building.
No, but
I don't have to tell you what to do. You can ride by it. You can ride through this whole Harlem and look at it. Harlem used to be proud. We used to have Duke Ellington and people like that. And white people used to come up here to hang out.
What he doesn't realize, and I got a great book, The Great Depression in Harlem, the white people come to take a dump in Harlem and go back home. That's what Harlem has always been for, like, when we talk about these white people coming there. He talked about Duke Ellington. He's talking about elites. You see how, like, the connection, he just a little while ago talked about how these young boys only feel important with the jewelry, the cars and the jewelry. Why, when you think of, like, success, you think of Duke Ellington? Why you don't think of just doctors, postmen, teachers, a community of working class people just going about their day? Why don't you talk about that? Why do we have to talk about them being stars? Our eye is off the prize.
Now white people come here to gawk and jive and whatever and pity.
They always did. They always did. But he's right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's killing the neighborhood. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing.
Well, today the neighborhood is a bunch of white people. 30 years later, a bunch of rich white people and foreigners from all over the world have now come to make your neighborhood a nicer place to live in, worth much more value. The only key is you can't live there.
No good. You know what I'm saying? And it's what needs to be a roundabout thing on this earth.
That's that Democrat stuff coming out of his body. Don't work like that, brother. You got to save your own people first. First save yourself, then save your people, then save your friends and your comrades. You can't save everyone. And that's a trick.
It's not just white, black, red. All the people live here. And when this earth goes, all the people are going to go. Believe me. I don't care what.
Again, he's thinking about too big of a problem. What the earth going got to do with crack in front of your house, bro? You talking about, like, global ending events? Yeah, okay. I wouldn't worry about crack once I know the comet is coming. I mean, crack is the least of our problems. But right now, your biggest problem, sir, black community, is lack of education, lack of emotional control, lack of funding, lack of leadership, and crack. But he wants to talk about when the world ends, everybody's going to go. So what? We should what? What? Lack of leadership. There ain't no leadership when now you got to go through a bunch of women to actually see who could be the leader. It's over. It's over.
People think all the people going to go. Because ain't nobody living here without anybody. You know what I'm saying? There's always a service to do. Even the people like McDonald's serve the people that's getting lunch at 12 noon.
That's true.
So all the people going to live together right here. And if all
yeah, but you ain't going to live the same. See, I hope he's not equating, because I hear that in 2026. This is like that communist. They think just because you serve McDonald's that you should get the same money as a teacher. Like, hey, you're that's just a job. Hey, McDonald's, teacher, doctor, lawyer. Why don't we all get the same salary? It's kind of that WNBA, motto. We play basketball too. Why we don't get what Michael Jordan and LeBron and Kobe get? Because not as many people like you. And they don't find you to be the same as them. I hope he's not saying that, but I think, there's always that hint because we haven't figured it out how to get to that top rung of society where we've had a few communities like Sugar Hill and Harlem. That was where the elite blacks, the working class blacks. But we need more. We need that blue collar middle class. That's the biggest flex America has ever had. Every country has elites and poor. The flex is the middle class. And black people have not figured that out. At least we used to, but we don't anymore, it seems like.
Don't live together, all the people going to die together.
I don't
That's
know
all
about
I
that,
got
bro.
to say.
Well,
But I
thanks for
hear you,
talking to
bro.
us.
You're welcome.
I hear you,
All
brother.
right. You're welcome.
Take
Thank you,
care.
sir.
Okay, you
I
too.
appreciate that. Thank you. You see, this is why I'm talking. This is why I'm talking. He never knew he would be here today, that I would be talking about him in 2026. This man might be in his grave today. This is the important work. And whether 30 people hear it, whether 100 people, 1,000, I need to document it. It needs to be documented. Other people's thoughts. Oh, I miss this city, and I don't.
Turn around, let him get your exit.
This is very emotional today. Very emotional. I don't know what's going on, honestly. Like, I just feel nostalgia, pain, hurt, love.
Okay. Back what we're doing
Now we're
here
going to get an interview of a woman in Harlem. Okay, we just listened to the man. Now we're going to listen to a woman.
is just trying to find out why people use crack, because I don't think everybody understands. Why do you think people use it?
I don't know. I used it because I was depressed at one time.
What's it like the first time? Remember what
Somebody?
the high was like the first time?
No, I didn't know I wanted more after that, and I didn't. I smoked about my whole tech one time smoking the crack.
My auntie, I had an auntie. God bless her. Rest in peace. Beautiful spirit. Very similar to this woman here. See, we had some beautiful spirits in those times. They're disgusting today. But there was really some beautiful spirits, and I look in her eyes. I could see the pain. I could feel it. My auntie, she became a crack addict. She wound up unaliving some crack dealer. Wound up going to prison. She went to Bedford Women's Prison. I remember taking that trip up there with my grandmother and her daughter every at least 2 times a month, man. I remember Whitney Houston, the greatest love of all. They played at her GED graduation. It's beautiful memories for traveling to. It was actually some of the greatest times I had getting on that bus, that yellow cheese bus in Harlem, riding with my grandmother and my little cousin up to the prison, getting searched, going into that little room area where you could get the snacks and you could sit down. It was so beautiful. And my auntie come out. She looked healthy. She looked, strong and healthy and positive, and it was beautiful in a lot of ways, man. Oh my lord! But think about that trauma. Think about that. Her little daughter, her little daughter, and me, her nephew, who's only 3 years older than her little daughter, and her mother, who's an elderly woman, raising us while visiting her in prison because of crack. Crack.
I enjoyed the high. I don't know how to explain the feeling, but
But it does make you want more.
yeah.
As much as you can buy?
Yeah. Yeah.
This reporter's annoying.
Until I go and I was
Making
borrowing
her want to
money
get
how
it.
to. Yeah.
How old are you?
So 31.
And how long have you been using it?
6 months, I guess. Yeah, about 6 months.
What made you try it the first time?
Not really. Curiosity, I guess. Curiosity. We loved it. One curiosity. Somebody
I'm going to ask you that.
somebody.
These are the women that were raising us. And again, beautiful. I always say beautiful spirits, but very, not really the best to be raising kids. And we had a whole nation of this.
I had uh asked me to try it if I ever smoked it. I said no. I tried it to see how it was, and I liked it. Stop, Charlotte. But I liked it.
The person who asked you if you wanted to try, was that a friend?
Yeah, me. It was a neighbor.
Was it a neighbor?
Yeah, in my
And
build.
what did the neighbor tell you about it? What did you know about it?
In the shelter, the only way to stop this is to have married black men and married. She should be married with a good man. It's not as hard as it seems. We make it harder than it is. We find reasons to not make it happen. Our personal freedoms, our desires. We let feminist talking points tell us we can do bad all by ourselves. Well, you can do a little bit better together. Yeah, you could do bad by yourself, but I swear you could do a little bit better together. It gotta work out just by the laws of math.
They didn't tell me nothing, but I knew about it from a person that got killed last year that was trying to stop crack dealers in Brooklyn. But I messed with it till I came here to the shelter.
Come the
I'm not
environment. This is why to help save the black community and all types of bad communities, you have to actually put kids that are bad surrounded by like two out of two. It's got to be like a 3-to-1 ratio of good around bad for it to change. Because if you put bad around good with evil equal numbers, bad will take over. You got to overwhelm bad, if that makes sense to y'all.
mess with it now because I go to a program where they do acupuncture.
Think
Yeah,
about it.
I haven't messed with it since.
She could have, if there was a program ran that's like, by that's not a shelter environment full of like just drug addicts and poor people and already mental health. And if you put me in there, I'm gonna survive it. But if you put me in a better environment, and again, the world ain't there to like figure out how to make your life better. That's the problem that a lot of my community has. They don't understand that the world doesn't have to care about you. And oftentimes it will not.
So, they took my kids, so I'm trying to get them back.
How many people do you think try it out of curiosity?
A lot of people.
What were you curious about?
Okay, listen, we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is definitely kind of too triggering for me today. This is bringing me back to a time, and like I said, I don't know how to feel about that time. But what I do know is how I feel about this time that we're living in now, and I feel even worse about that. This depresses me more than that. The thought of that. What hurts me looking at that is that I can directly connect that thought that day to what I see today. America, we need to change. If you really, black people, we gotta change the direction. What we've been doing is just not working. I can't even fully tell you why, but I can tell you it's not working. Gemini Lounge, man. Hey, we're we always here to tell the truth as best as we can. We're gonna remove the filter, the emotions, the political commentary and angles, and just get to the raw facts, man. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a blessed day. We out.